Live streaming with Soddle Battery. Good morning. Good morning, Tottenham fans, Spurs fans. How we doing? Played Fulham yesterday, and that was the most lacklustre first half I've seen from a team in a relegation scrap. I don't know how many positives we can take from the Fulham game, but I'm positive that we need relegation. I'm positive that 3/4 of our players are shit. I'm positive that it's all down to Enoch. So there's 3 positives for you this morning. Um, I'm not understanding how they're not fighting for the shirt. I really ain't. Let me adjust my cock. There you go. I put it in the middle of my forehead this morning. Um, I'm not understanding how the players ain't fighting for that shirt and fighting for every ball. And I could see Igor Tudor in the press conference. I think he's a bit. I think he's surprised that they're not fighting. All in all, there's just no fight, is there? I think relegation is what we need. A bit of relegation. I was the opposite until yesterday. 2 Spurs fans drummed it into me that relegation, that's what we need to reset, to restart, to make people think. Hopefully, it might even get the owners out. It might. We've got the bad VAR decisions and PGMOL doing us up like a kipper. The VAR and the referees, they've been doing a lot of teams up like a kipper, and they've been favouring certain teams this year in the league. I don't know whether you've noticed. There's a lot of coincidences. And I sort of think to myself, wow, the coincidences that you keep seeing with certain clubs, like the Filth, it's just too much. Set piece United. They should just be called like pay the ref off United, shouldn't they? I'm not understanding Tottenham. I really ain't understanding Tottenham. You all right, Paint? How you doing, mate? Yeah, I'm doing fine, bro. I'm just trying to work my way through the last games of the season now with Tottenham, and it's not working, bro. It's not working. Every game they play, it just gets more shit and more shit. Do I play rugby? I'm thinking. Do you know what? Someone said to me yesterday, "Come and watch the rugby league," and I might go and watch the rugby league instead of fucking watching Tottenham. I'm new to YouTube, says Jack. Good morning, Jack. How you doing, mate? Yeah, we was talking about Tottenham and how shit they're doing, and relegation might be what they need. If you've got any ideas, Paint, on what rugby team to follow, give us a shout out, bruv. I'm not understanding the players. Don't play soccer. Used to play soccer many years ago, but now I don't play football. We called it football, bruv. Football. Where can we start with Tottenham? The midfield. That was just like butter, wasn't it? It was just like people just got running through the midfield, non-existent. The defence, they ain't got a clue where to stand, have they? Come on, let's face it, lads. You know, if you put X's on the floor, they wouldn't even know where to stand on the X, let alone give them a pirate match, trying to find the fucking treasure on a pirate map. Nah, I ain't working. The strike force, well, all we've got is Richarlison. How does that go? How does that go? We've only got Richarlison. It says as a subscription. If you're subscribed, Paint, thank you very much, mate. You didn't have to, bruv. You can just watch without subscribing. We're not one of these channels with super chats and trying to punch your money. You know what I mean? We're just a normal English football channel, just proper fan, just wondering what's going on with Tottenham. And there are no Tottenham fans in. Nope, there's no Tottenham fans in. Meep, you alright, bruv? How you doing, mate? Anyone from London in? We talk about something totally different from fucking football. Hey? We've got the filth at the top, us at the bottom. I think that's... Yeah, the season's gone to shit, innit? But you know what? The season might have gone to shit, but we'll always fucking have each other, bruv. Come on. You know? It's fucking one of those things, isn't it? Colin, do miss you, brother. Absolutely missed you. Have you ever tried Dubai chocolate? No, I've tried chocolate from my local Indian newsagents. That's as far as I go for Dubai chocolate, bruv. Bexley. Fucking hell, you down the road, geezer. I was at Bexley the other day. You've got a nice little Premier sweet shop down there, haven't you? You ever tried Bethnal Green chocolate? View messages. Oh, it started out withholding messages. Well, that's as far as do you know what? That's as far as I get with Dubai chocolate is Cadbury's from my local Indian newsagents. You know what I mean? But it's fucking nice, bruv. And fucking Rajiv is a sweet geezer. You know what I mean? But what do we think of fucking this Fulham game? I'm not understanding this Fulham game. I'm not understanding how a club in a relegation scrap goes into Fulham and plays like that. And Mawani, he needs to go. He needs to fuck right off. See you later. He's gone at the end of the season anyway. He don't give a monkeys, does he? You know what I mean? How did we end up where we are? Says Let's Dragon guys. Less than a year ago, it was looking different. That's Enoch. Everything that you're seeing on the pitch, structure, transfers, it's all down to Enoch. It's all down to the Lewis family and the way they're just taking money out of the club, not investing. Year after year, innit? Come on, let's face it. How many players have they not replaced when we've sold a great player? Where are you from? I'm from Bethnal Green, bruv. Bethnal Green. Central, is it Central East London? Proper East London. Down the road from Whitechapel. You've heard of Whitechapel? It's on the Monopoly board. I'm not understanding where we're do you know what? If you rewind a year, would you have thought we'd have been 16th, relying on the hopeless bastards underneath us not to win, just to stay where we are? That's a fucking nightmare. When you're relying on fucking West Ham and Nottingham Forest to be shit. Jesus Christ. That's not football, is it? That's not a football team. Poor Archie Gray. On that fucking... They just put him wherever they want to put him, and everyone's passing the buck football to him. Oh, come on, Rebuild, mate. Come on. You can't kick a man when he's down, can you? Mind you, I wouldn't piss on an Arsenal fan if they was on fire, to be honest with you. What's those balloons on your ceiling? I like the way you spelt ceiling, bruv. That's the way I'd spell it. No, it begins with a C, ceiling. We're posh today. Those were from a birthday party about 3 weeks ago. I ain't took them down because I'm too small. I'm only little. I'm standing on the doorstep. Look, I can't even reach the ceiling. Look, fuckers. See, you always I'm just a midget, bruv. You know? I'm a real life fucking Cockney hobbit. Yeah, the football's fucking diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. Fucking, that's what I'm saying. Getting back to Archie Gray. The poor boy should have been nurtured. Instead, we've got professional footballers passing the buck, trying to get himself out of shit and getting Archie in shit with these shit passes. We've got Vicario. Mate, told you, 2 left feet. Can't even, what was that free kick he took? Bruv, come on. That's one fucking jank foot, innit? You know what I mean? Don't say fucking if you're mad. Cap 'em down. Oh, calm down. I am calm. All Cockneys swear, bruv. All Londoners swear. It's an English thing, innit? It's just YouTube can't cope with it. Not can people with wokery ear holes. They can't cope with it. I am calm. You're lucky you don't watch my videos. If you watch my videos, I say cunt quite a lot as well. Mind you, I've not said it today as much, but we have got quite a considerable amount of cunts in our football team. So you might, yeah, we might get to see you next Tuesday's come out in a minute. And what are we doing? What are we doing? Our sports science team must be absolutely dog shit, mustn't they? You know what I mean? How many fucking ACLs and hamstrings? Year after year. Carlisle United, boily. Fucking hell. Do you know what? I thought to myself this morning, the first proper football team someone mentions, I might go and support them for a little while. I thought it was going to be Tunbridge Angels. But no, it's Carlisle United, bruv. Me and you, we go down to Carlisle together, eh? Have a proper hamburger and a cup of Bovril. Leave these fucking Tottenham wankers to Tottenham, eh? Well, us Tottenham wankers to Tottenham. How's Carlisle doing? Are they shit? Or are they good? Rebuild. By the way, I'm not an Arsenal supporter. I support Liverpool. I just said Arsenal because I know it would annoy you. Nah, it don't annoy me, bruv. What annoys me is Scassers. I'm only joking. You support Liverpool. It's a good choice for a glory hunter team, isn't it, to be honest with you? Morning, Andrew. How you doing, mate? What do you think of the game, Andrew? I keep watching your videos. I've got so much positivity, and then my cleric from Australia has made me go Relegation United, and the missus said relegation's all we need if you want to be a record breaker. And yeah, I think we're on the road to relegation. So I've woke up less positive this morning because I was so positive for this Fulham game. Absolutely positive that we was going to pull a draw off or pull a win off. And all we'd done was pull Fulham off. You know what I mean? That's all we'd done. You support Manchester City. I hope you're enjoying that, Manchester City. A lot of Tottenham support Manchester City till July, don't they? Again. The faith is dwindling, Andrew. Oh, bruv. Dwindling. It's fucking kicked me in the nuts, that Fulham game. I nearly turned it off after 62 minutes, and I thought, no, we're going to get 3 goals in. We are going to get 3 goals in. But, oh, Boiler, you're going to get promoted this season, bud. Oh, mate. Good on you, brother. Yeah, I thought the Fulham game was going to be the turning point. I thought it was going to be the point where the players started believing in Igor. And do you know what? I see the Igor press thing, and I thought, nah, bruv, he's so pissed off. Let me read some comments out before they disappear. I've been supporting Liverpool all my life, and I don't think I'm going to change it anytime soon. My entire family supports, so that's why I supported them. Rebuild 7 says, good on you, Rebuild. Yeah, I thought Richarlison was going to come on. I did. Honest thought Richarlison was going to come on 3 goals, because do you know what? Everyone slaughtered Richarlison, didn't they? But you know, he's become... I've used to have some favourite players like VDV, Romero, but Richarlison, I watched him one day on a video going, you know me. And I just thought, you know what? You are Tottenham, bruv. You come on and you just won't let it lie. And the shit-assery of him. Yep, Championship calling us, bruv. Right, I've got nothing to say to that. We won't even get cheap tickets because they're frozen the ticket prices. The dirty bastards. You know what I mean? But we look on another positive that we can bring out of the Fulham game is that if we do go down to the Championship, I can positively say that we'll have the best football stadium in the Championship. along with the best training facilities and the best on-board lodging Premier Inn. Yeah, what a load of wank, innit? What a load of wank, mate. I got a lovely message from a respected Tottenham YouTuber yesterday. Um, he blamed it all on ENIC, and it's true. Every problem is ENIC, innit? Champions of Europe. They'll never sing that. Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be proper Spurs thing if if we won the Champions League? By hook or by crook, win the Champions League, get relegated. You never know. It could be 17th in the cup again. We won't have to change the song, will we? Rebuild. Tottenham isn't a bad team, to be honest. A lot of people don't like them, though. I don't know why. Am I sniffing something? I've got espresso in me little purple coffee cup today. My little purple Waitrose coffee cup. Good morning, Adam. How you doing, mate? How was the old Aggies hunting? 2-2, Celtic Rangers, bruv. And that referee. You Scotch referees are like fucking English referees, aren't they? Did you see the Arsenal things this morning as well? That would be the ultimate Spurs. I won't say the word. Spurs thing. I ain't gonna put the Y on the end of it, Andrew. I'm not gonna put the Y on the end of it. You know. Fuck me. It would be good though, wouldn't it? 17th in the cup. Where's the final being held? Knowing our luck, they'd remove the final and put it in fucking Tehran, wouldn't they? To be honest, Let's Dragon says, to be honest, I was more annoyed at the refereeing. 2-hand push last week, a foul. 2-hand push this week, not a foul. Do you know what? They're not regular, are they? They've made themselves indispensable to the Premiership on purpose, and now we can't get rid of them. The VAR, the PGMOL, they're corrupt as sin. Yeah, Arsenal winning the league this year. They might do. They might bottle it. They might bottle it. I'm hoping they bottle it. I'm hoping Man City go on a devastating run and Arsenal look over their shoulder and think, oh shit, and then gets to the last two final games and they bottle it. Shaq's feet. What's up with all the British people on YouTube Live? Don't you all got a job or something? That's why I come on early, bruv, because I've got stuff to do. Boyley, what do you think would be the right manager for you? Jurgen Klinsmann. We're going fucking full Jurgen, bruv. The accent's so thick, it's just mumbling. Have a word, bruv. Have a word, it's just mumbling. Open your ear holes up. If you can't understand English, then put the subtitles on, geezer. That's what they're there for. You know what I mean? For all you raspberries. I can't help you with the accent, can I? I'll talk like that, yes. Yes. Yeah. You understand me now, Shax? Fuck off, bruv. Jesus Christ. Come on, Shax. Type faster, bruv. Klinsmann, what a player. He was a good old player, wasn't he? You know what I mean? When someone gave me a list of 20 managers the other day to look at and said, what's your favourites out of that lot? Just for like conversational. And I said, you know what jumps out? It's Klinsmann. Klinsmann jumps out, mate. He could unify Tottenham better than Poch ever could, couldn't he? You know, especially if he comes back in the Beetle. You know, that'd be absolutely amazing, wouldn't it? Nice German Beetle, painted grey, with a little Spurs cockerel on the side. Got my boy watching. Oh, I'll try not to swear, Adam, just for your boy, bruv. I don't think I've sworn in the past 5 minutes. I did see you next Tuesday a minute ago, but I take all that back. How's your boy? How old is your boy, Adam? Did he watch the football game? British people like Germans. Do I like Germans?
Neun Pfund?
Yeah, my missus is a bit German. Sprechen Sie Deutsch, ja? So, yeah, I do like Germans. In fact, I love Germans. Love you, babe.
Love you, babe.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that in German, but here we go. 18 in June. Oh, it's all right then, Adam. We can fucking swear, can't we, boy? Fucking hell. Oh, mate. Don't mention the war. What war are we talking about now? The Irani war, or are we talking about that little persuasion of personalities in 1939 with the propaganda? Do you know what? Can you imagine if the wars never happened, we wouldn't have all this propaganda. We wouldn't have all this fucking shit, would we? Cool. Why does it keep holding messages? You've got nice teeth for a British person. Don't take the piss, Shacks. They're fucked up, bruv. I've just come out of the dentist, mate. They're fucked. These teeth are fucking Crackanese teeth, bruv. In fact, if you want to send me a couple of grand, I'll quite happily go and get myself a new set of dentures. You know what I mean? Trying to get round me telling me I've got new teeth. Looks like I might be away in the desert fixing tanks if it keeps up. Oh, don't say that, Adam. For fuck's sake, bruv. Fucking my mate, when I was about 16, went out to the was in the post office together. I tried to join the Royal Marines a couple of times, and he joined, what did he join? Some artillery regiment thing. And they only took him. And then about 12 weeks later, he messaged me and on my pager. That was when we had pagers. Do you remember them? He said he was going off to the Gulf, the first Gulf. What's cracking? Well, I'm completing you, mate. I've heard that's rare in your country. Complimenting you. I ain't got nice teeth, bruv. That's why I try and keep my top lip like that. They're fucking horrible teeth, bruv. But if you want to swap, you know what I mean? I'm happy to send mine over. You can give them a polish and send them back if you want. Jesus, why does it keep withholding your messages, Shaq? Let me see them puppies. Oh, I have a word, mate. I ain't showing you my teeth, bro. They're fucking embarrassing, mate. Fucking what a joke. That's really personal. Let me see your teeth. Fucking hell. He's complimenting me. He's complimenting me. Piss taking. That's what you're doing, bruv. Shaq, you Yanks fixing your own military equipment yet. I still need us Brits, you know what? Oh, mate. They can't even fly their own planes without AI, can they? The old Yanks. Mate, Yanks. Yanks in the military. Do you know what? They've got double vision when it comes to targeting as well, haven't they? You know? If they don't hit something fucking on the left, they fucking hit their own. Shacks. This ain't a teethathon, YouTube teethathon, bruv. Mind you, in Ireland, that's another thing. We'll all go into the Premier Inn and teethathon. 10 years you work for the Yanks, Adam. Oh, fuck me, bruv. Mate, that's like penal time, innit? You'd probably been better off in prison, you know? Honestly, some seppos are the worst. Yeah, you know that, geezer. They've got this sort of identity where they think they're better than everyone else. And then you got the other half of the country that are so nice people. And I don't understand how America is so divided. You've got so many cunts. And on the other side, you've got so many nice people. It's fucking weird. You know what I mean? It must be something that the CIA put in the water, mustn't it? Shacks. Let's make America great again, Shacks, eh, bruv? Why you ruin the world. Yeah, nearly as weird as Tottenham. Seen the world with them, to be fair. They looked up, well, you got looked after by the Yanks, bruv. Fucking hell. What was you doing, looking after the SEAL teams? I mean, they're the only people that go and look after you. In front of me at the minute, just go off subject, there's the biggest wood pigeon you ever did fucking see, bruv. Fucking hell, mate. Right, let's go and make a cuppa. Do you want a cuppa, sweetheart? Oh, the missus has made me a cuppa. See, don't get that on other lives, do you? You know what I mean? Got me missus German Costas. We was talking about football, weren't we? The midfield. Basuma, mate. Conor Gallagher. I thought he was supposed to be good, Conor Gallagher. Mine's no milk. Dairy free. Dairy free, bruv. Yeah, let's talk about Conor Gallagher. He was, where was he yesterday? I didn't even know he was playing until they said his name. No, until they said his name to substitute him off. I thought, oh yeah, we've got Conor Gallagher. How bad is that? How bad is that where they played him? I'm not understanding why they didn't play him like... And to be honest, right, I watched Tudor yesterday in the press conference, and he gives it don't matter about the strategy at the minute. I understand where he's coming from, but I'm not understanding why they're putting players out of position. I know the squad's a bit bare, but cool, play a youngster who's in that position. Let's Dragon, we're sorely missing Madders and Kulu. Also kudos, even when they come back, they won't be the same, he thinks. No, they ain't going to be the same. I doubt we see Kulu this side of the season. If we ever see him in a Tottenham top again. The same as, oh, my stutter's going to go now, James Maddison. Right. We ain't going to see James Maddison in a top. I don't think we'll see either of them in a Tottenham top again for some reason. I've got this weird feeling that as soon as that summer comes, mate, they're gone. And kudos. Well, I watched him for West Ham, and he's no good in a relegation scrap, is he? He's one of those players that Dan tools. The first sign of shitness happening, he's down in tools, mate. Sarr, Basuma, Xavi, Tel, midfield against Palace. I don't want Sarr, don't want Basuma playing, to be honest with you. I much preferred it when it was, who did they put on yesterday? Tel, Richarlison. Oh, I can't remember the other one. I much prefer that football. I much prefer that squad. Basuma, I think he's just had it, mate. He's like... Shaq says, my type of sports, Broncos, we've won it. It wasn't... Only the English people understood that mumble. Sorry, Shaqs. Taking the blatant piss. Are we going to do it against Palace? I'm wondering whether we're going to do it against Palace. Do you know what? I think we've got no hope in hell. Leonard Miller would be perfect for Spurs at Udinese in Italy. Came through the Motherwell setup. If you say so, Adam, I'm starting to believe proper football fans, because the more you talk to proper football fans, they give you names that never come up on normal YouTube. So I'm going to have a check out of that geezer just to have a check out of him. You know what I mean? Some of these players we've got around the world, I'm sure Spurs could have brought some in, couldn't they? Like the transfer window. Some of them wouldn't have cost a packet either. Their wages, they could have been right low wages, you know? Because everyone wants to play in the Premiership, apparently. All-out attack against Palace. Do you know what? The problem with all-out attack against Palace is that we haven't got an all-out attack, have we? So we're fucked, Andrew. All-out defence. I'd like to see a proper defence happening, because at the minute, they're standing around and not knowing what's happening. There was a few VDV mistakes, a few... Kevin Danzo was the other one they brought on, wasn't it? And I'd rather have him in defence. Yeah, I've got the same feeling about the Palace game coming up. My heart says we want to win, but my brain says we'll lose. Well, this is it. Do you know, if they put Richarlison on, Big Kev, I don't think Romero's even back for that, is he? I think he's got one more game. Mate, and I only want Romero to come back because he scores goals. How bad is that? As centre-back. Want him back just to score a goal. Oh, right, his dad's Lee Miller, played for Scotland. I'm going to pretend that I'm really into football and I know who Lee Miller is as well. Oh, he was classic, wasn't he, Lee Miller? Yeah, absolutely brilliant. He was no Charlie Nicholas, but do you remember Charlie Nicholas? Oh, mate, Charlie Nicholas. It's a shame his fucking knees went. He was he was my only favourite Arsenal player. Him and Tony Adams I used to like, but Charlie Nicholas before Adams, you know what I mean? He was pish but had a cracking haircut. Bruv. I heard, do you want to hear a bit of Tottenham gossip I heard the other day? Was they was all pissed with Frank because he changed the day of the haircut. I've heard that from about 3 different Tottenham people now. I couldn't stop laughing. The things that they talk about, man. All the talk about Premier League ready and experience is bollocks. Just get better players from anywhere. Yeah, we could have absolutely pillaged the La Liga or Serie A, couldn't we? And got some proper players in. You need to get Barry back. We could do with Fat Barry out of EastEnders, bruv. We'd play a lot better. Yeah, don't mess with the players' barber appointments. They all go fucking tits up. But that was one of the rumours of why the Tottenham players hated Frank, because he changed the barber's appointments from Thursday to Friday because it didn't give their chance a chance for their hair to settle. I couldn't stop laughing. I thought, oh, this geezer was being serious as well, and the other geezer was being serious. And I thought, wow, do they really believe that? Oh, do you know what? We'd be all right once Tottenham gets gentrified, you know? You brought in James Wilson from Hearts, so he looks decent. Did we? Did we bring in James Wilson from Hart? Mind you, weren't it the Wilson sisters? No, I was in another band, wasn't I? I was going to start talking about music there. As soon as I see Wilson and Hart, we can bring in players. But the thing is, with Tottenham bringing in players, all we're doing is we're putting them on a shelf or putting them out to loan, seeing if the value goes up, selling them at the right time. We're not bringing anyone through the ranks. Spurs Youth Academy. How many players have we got on that football pitch from Spurs Youth Academy from 5 years ago that should be on that pitch? None. How many youth that are good enough to play in the first team in the Premiership from the Youth Academy have we sent out on loans? And now look at us. What they're doing is they're getting all these players in, the youth players in, letting the value go up, and then just cashing in 6 million, 10 million, 12 million, 6 million, 12 million, and it goes straight. It don't go into Spurs' pocket, does it? Yep, young Irish lad, Mason. I think his name is, yeah. I don't think he comes to us till the summer, does he? Or is he already here already? But he won't be in the Premiership. Do you think Spurs were hasty to get shot off that Australian dude? Yeah, I do. I hated Ange when he first come. Fell in love with Ange just because of his charisma and the way that he played. Then he started losing, give me the ump. Then he got us a cup. Automatic legend in my book after all these years with a trophy drought. And you've got to give him his credit. He knew football. He was a proper footballer, wasn't he? When he played, and he's a proper supporters sort of. He's the sort of manager that you want. Got a bit of mouth, taking the pressure. We were talking about rock the other night. What about Goonway Dance Band? Bruv. Are they the sister band to the Millport charity band? I've only ever been to Millport. I've been to Glasgow, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Millport. Where else have I been? And some place in Inverness. Even when Ange was losing, games didn't feel like a total loss. Because I'm like that. You know what? when we had Ange, it didn't feel like a loss because we was actually playing. Was actually playing some nice football. I see what he's trying to do, this Tudor. He's trying to play a similar style of football up front. But they're just not getting it. They're just not getting it. Maybe if we'd have kept Brendan Johnson, we might have been onto a few extra goals. We might have got through some of these shitty games. 7 tears have flown into the river. Darius. Tears, bruv. We've dry your eyes, mate. We ain't got no tears left, have we? Lanarkshire. I keep saying to my missus, Adam, we should go camping up Scotland. But you know what puts me off? The midges. I don't want to be midged to death. Do you think for the right price you could get Neil Warnock? He would shake things up for sure. Bruv, I think they should go and fucking dig up Brian Clough, clone him, wait 25 years for the clone to mature, and then have him in. Because whatever manager's going to come in under Enoch and do anything is beyond me. They all want Poch back for nostalgia reasons, don't they? And I'm not understanding why they want Poch back for nostalgia reasons. He's going to come back into a club that's in absolute shit street regarding the structure. And everyone thinks because he's going to unite the fan base, he ain't going to unite the fan base, bruv. The only person that would unite the fan base coming in would be what manager would unite the fan base? I don't think Poch will. Gretna would be better, less midges. I'll tell her, but I really wanted to go up to the Islands. You know what I mean? Wanted to go and play Islander. You'll need Peter Taylor with Clovey, as Clovey trusted him to spot talent. That's where a lot of our problem lies, mate. We've got shit scouts, shit sports science, shit medical team. But don't worry, we've got the best facilities. We've got the best brickwork. When Poch loses 2 games in a row, then fans would turn on it. Well, they turned on him the last, if you remember rightly, the last 4 months of when he had us, they turned on him. Absolutely went category. I said to my missus about Ryan Mason. Yeah, they turned on Poch, didn't they? They got short memories, these people. I'm to finish that one off. Ryan Mason, that's what I said. I said last night to the Hotspur Hippie, Ryan Mason's available. Said to my missus, Ryan Mason, you know, if you're gonna go down, you might as well go down with Ryan Mason and vilify him, mightn't you? No, I don't. Does anyone think we're going to go down? I'm still got this little bit of me thinking that we're not. You know, but it's gone from 4% yesterday, right, before the Fulham game, to after the Fulham game to 20%. Ryan Mason to do a Carrick. Do you know what? I don't think so. He was absolutely shit at West Brom, wasn't he? Ryan Mason. All he done was whinge. He's one of those managers that are entitled. He probably had it so good at Tottenham. He's gone to West Brom where he had to do some proper work, and it got too much for him. But do you agree that even at his age, Warnock could put his boot up everyone's ass? I'm not a Warnock aficionado, so I don't really know about him. I think we will stay up, but only just. The bottom 3 will stay up. Is Neil Warnock the mouthy one who swears? If he is, probably, yeah, get him in. Neil, hello, Neil, how you doing, mate? I've got news for you. Poch doesn't want to come back. Mark my words. Lewis wants to sell, and Amanda and the team are going to buy. See, right, this Amanda Staveley business, right? Amanda Staveley's got no money. All she is a go-between. She's the middleman because she thinks of herself. She's one of these people that's like Sarah Ferguson, Prince Andrew, think they got it all, right? She's just the middleman. She does this with all the football clubs just to earn a few bob, right? So I don't want to really get that Amanda Staveley's name out your mouth, bruv. The Sheffield dude, yeah, get the Sheffield dude in, bruv. If there was 3 games to go, I'd be shit scared, but 10 to go, I feel better. She has 3 billion. She ain't got 3 billion, bruv. Go and check her out on Wikipedia and do a bit of research. 3 billion. It's not even her money. You know what I mean? She's a Dubai girl. She likes the old stains, didn't she? John's sitting the old Leighton Orient, boss. You can finish your fucking dinner. Have you seen the thing going about with him on the TikTok? That's quite funny. Jen Zasako doing some job at Motherwell, Celtic, and a couple of European clubs watching him to be the new manager. Get the arts manager in. If we're going for a Scotch manager, get the arts manager in. You know what I mean? Well, let's have another Celtic manager. Let's go for Martin O'Neill. Let's pinch him. How old is he? Fucking hell. I remember watching Martin O'Neill in Spain 82 World Cup, bruv. If you had 3 billion, you wouldn't be working. No, you know what I mean? If she had 3 billion, she'd look a damn sight better than she does. They go down, Spurs value goes down the toilet when they can stop claiming to be big. Do you think? I think there'd be one of those, I think there'd be, if we go down to the Championship and they do want to sell, I don't think the value would be any less, because they're one of those clubs that, you know, with the right investment, you could go straight back up into the Premiership and start fighting, because it's Tottenham, mate. Yeah, that's what I mean. Martin O'Neill was he's ancient, isn't he? He must be at least. Did you see him rip apart the fucking Rangers and Celtic boys the other day? Mate, he's still got it. Specchio, 74. Yeah, bruv. Still got it. Yeah, the stadium does hold a lot of value, especially in the place it is. So Kieran says, get Graham Souness. I hear he's always left the club better than when we found it. I can't stand Souness. Some of the stuff he says is a load of old shit. So Frank Lowry, check him out. He might be the saviour with his son Stephen. Jewish background. Saved the National League in Australia and football people. What's the Jewish background? Do you know what? Jewish background with Tottenham. Does anyone know their Tottenham history? We was always a Christian club until, what was it, in the 70s? Did they start the late 70s, start of the 80s, they started chanting a certain thing to us. I suppose I can say it being a Tottenham fan. They started saying stuff to us, and then we come up with the football chant, Yid Army. But I don't care for Jewish owners. I don't care for Christian owners. As long as they treat us right, I don't give a monkey's, mate. Go and get someone from the Middle East. You know what I mean? In fact, we can be the first Irani football team, can't we? We'll go nuclear. Yeah, Souness was crap at Liverpool. As the boss, he was a good player though, wasn't he? Come on, mate. He was fucking a class player. No, why do you think we had the song "Glory, Glory, Tottenham Hotspur" when the Saints go marching in? You know, it was only when the Jews went from Bethnal Green down to fucking Stamford Hill way, they started getting prosperous, and they moved that to better premises. That the Jew boys, they all moved in that area. So they used to work hard in the East End and Lehman Street and all that in the 1700s. And in the 1800s, I'm giving you history lessons here about London. In the 1800s, they started really getting prosperous. They started moving out a little bit further into London. Then they went to places like Barnet, Edmonton, Stamford Hill, all around North London. Better, bigger houses. And because we were situated in that White Hart Lane area, we've been synonymous with the Jewish population that live nearby. And then also we've had Sugar, Scholar, and Daniel Levy And I also think Joe Lewis is a Jew as well, because he comes from down the road to me. He comes from the top of Bromley by Bow. And I think he's got a Jewish background as well. So that's primarily why people think the Jewish connection. Neil Shafton, they looked fucking terrible yesterday. And Xavi's looked like. So you know what? Xavi, he looks like someone's knocked his confidence, doesn't he? You know what I mean? Really does. Yeah, see, the Lewis family's Jewish as well. I thought they was Jewish. I knew his old man was a bit of a Jew. I know Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy's old man used to have a shop down the Roman Road. That's my area. Years ago, and they turned it into Levy and Sons. They turned it into Mr. Byrights, and then they started frequenting the London area, Mr. Byrights, as cheap clothes, like cheap Levi's and stuff like that. That's how they made their money. And the Lewises, I think they made their money from catering trade. I'm sure his dad had a pub, and they went into the catering trade. The Maxwells. Yeah, let's not talk about the Maxwells, eh? Souness was crap as manager at Liverpool, Newcastle United, traffic warden, 11, yeah, and dog shit upon Thames. Levy owned Westfield shopping centres out there. Yeah, they've got their hands in everything, haven't they? Enoch Tavistock, and what's the other one? They've got their little dirty little fingers in. If you do a really deep dive into Tavistock have got their hands in. Is it Blackstone as well? You know what I mean? So we're just assets, aren't we? Tottenham is just an appreciating asset that is risk-free, i.e. they don't take a risk and buy in a couple of £100 million players to replace. What they do is they get the money in from selling and then buy us free potential that they know could be worth money, but we'll get a couple of years out of them. And then we got lucky with Van der Ven, didn't we? You know, I bet as soon as the summer comes, I wouldn't be surprised, should I say, that he'd be bought by the likes of Man City, Real Madrid, Barcelona, one of those. I can't see him in a Tottenham top. Same goes for Romero. I can't see him. He's passionate about Spurs, Romero, but I can't see him staying with a bunch of liars. They get the money from a lot of concerts, everything, don't they? The revenue stream for fucking that stadium's mental. Speaking of Newcastle United, when Souness was manager, does anyone remember Bowyer and Dyer getting into a fight and they both got sent off and had to walk past Souness down the tunnel? Do you know what? That rings a bell, bruv. That rings a bell. Didn't Souness give one of them a clat as well? Was that what you was on about, Kieran? I can remember Souness clatting someone who got sent off because they had a fight. Do you rate the Dutch centre back? I think he makes do you know what? I think Van der Ven makes too many mistakes. I said to my missus yesterday, sometimes he's just static. He just stands there and lets the ball go past him. And he's got big legs. Yeah, Kieran, I do remember when he smacked someone, bro. That was class football, wasn't it, back in the day? Let's get back to Van der Ven. For how good Van der Ven is, a Rolls Royce of a centre back, he stands in the wrong positions a lot of the times. He's too far up forward a lot of the times. Suppose he's got the speed to run back. That's why he goes up a little bit further. But you know what? When you actually watch him, so instead of watching the actual football game, just watch him as a footballer, he don't half make a lot of mistakes. Lets the ball go past him, especially on his right-hand side. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you doing, bruv? And have you noticed, whenever we do concede a goal and you watch the replay, it always goes past, he's always standing there static. His leg goes out a little bit. And yeah, not my cup of tea, really. I know I used to love the boy. VDV is making mistakes because do you know what? This is what I was thinking. Is VDV making the mistakes because he's worried about Vicario? Because when you've got a good goalkeeper behind you, it makes you more confident. It makes you play better, knowing that your goalkeeper behind you is a good goalkeeper. When you've got Vicario behind you, you can't. The confidence goes, doesn't it? It's like crisis mode, permanent crisis mode. So that defence, perhaps we've talked ourselves round into thinking that, yeah, mate, I can totally agree with you there. Yeah, it's crisis mode permanently, isn't it? When you've got Vicario behind you, you know. But as Adam says, and what I've noticed, his positional sense is absolutely shit. Absolutely shit. I don't know whether he's not thinking with his brain, but he's grown up a striker from youth and then turned to defending later on in life, right? I know a lot of footballers do that. They play one position as youth but he don't seem to have that football sense. In fact, half of Tottenham don't have that football sense. They don't know where the pass is coming from the other team. The only people that I can sense who's got that is Romero, Kevin Danzo, Paulinho, Richarlison. They sort of know where the football's going to go because they've got that sense. But the rest of them, I don't think they've got that sense. Kieran says, although I ain't a Spurs fan, I like to see Spurs do a lot better and make Arsenal the second club in North London. I don't like seeing your team go through this shit. No one likes to see a team go through this shit, do they? I mean, no matter how much we hate all the bottom, I'm ultra tribalistic. I hate every team in the Premiership. I never like to see anyone come into the Premiership and go down because sometimes I just think football's it's too horrible sometimes, isn't it? You know, but what can you do? It's a competitive team game. Some of us have got to go down, some of us got to come up. That's the way it goes. Win, lose or draw. You support who you support as well. So what can I say? If we go down, I'll still be here, mate, in my Tottenham hat, bruv. You know what I mean? I suppose a lot of people will. Mind you, we have got certain YouTubers that are glory hunting on Tottenham's coattails, haven't we, at the minute? You know what I mean? I do know for a fact that when they talk on YouTube, they haven't got a fucking clue about football. They've got more clue about playing cricket, than playing football. What does Adam say? It's Arsenal's Motherwell League winners double this season. Motherwell, bruv. Neil says, Spurs also are just horrible at passing the ball directly to each other. They always seem to miss their target or they telegraph it and it gets picked off. Yeah, you're not wrong there. They've got bent foots. The way we used to call it years ago, you got a bent foot. And some of them have got bent foots all round the fucking Porro. Mr. Bent foot. Got Vicario. He's got banana feet, isn't he? You know what I mean? No matter whatever way you kick the ball to Vicario, that's the goalkeeper, yeah, right? He just looks uncomfortable playing with his feet. You know, I'd rather him. He looks like the sort of bloke that could just handstand down the street perfectly, but you make him walk in a straight line and he just goes round in circles. Basuma needs glasses. He needs more than glasses, Basuma, bruv. He needs a rocket up his arsehole because that geezer, he only plays. He's another one, only plays when he wants to. How do you think the YouTube landscape will change if we go down? I think it'll change drastically. I think you'll see a lot of channels within under the 10,000 mark start changing their narrative and go into talking about the Premiership football, and they will go less off of their own team. You'll see a lot of other smaller YouTubers who's under 1,000 totally change their YouTube and go around walking around Britain and doing it food reviews. That's what I think. If you do go down, you will wreck the poor bastards in the Championship League and bounce right back. right up, so it could be a laugh out of, but an expensive year for Spurs. I'm of the opinion that if we go down, we'll stay there for a couple of seasons until we'll build a team up. Moani permanently benched is horrible. Do you know what? Moani, he's a lone player. You don't want lone players in a relegation scrap because at the end of that season, he knows he can go back or choose another club. Tottenham should always have players who want to play for the shirt, like we've always had. When they talk about identity for Tottenham, we've always had players that will blood, sweat and tears for the club. That's how I've been brought up on Tottenham. We've had like Graham Roberts', Gary Mabbutt's, Steve Perryman's, Paul Miller's, Glenn Hoddle, Chris Waddle, Paul Gascoigne. Blood, sweat and tears for the club. You know? Now that identity is totally gone. I think the last person that was like that, who was the last person that was blood, sweat and tears for the club? Kane, when he nearly shed a tear for leaving Tottenham. You know? We've totally lost that identity. In fact, a lot of Premier clubs have lost that identity. Your old captain, for a far more recent example, yeah, Son, you know. But even then, sometimes I think he was playing under duress, you know. Yeah, I suppose Son. He was yeah, all right, boys. Fucking changed my mind. Sherwood, nah, Sherwood. I absolutely hate him, what he says about Tottenham. Absolutely hate him, what he says about Tottenham when he's doing them Sky TV things. You know what I mean? Even Sheringham, he goes back to watch This Is the Fucking Old Spurs, you know what I mean? Les Ferdinand, he talks about Spurs with, you've seen these, Les Ferdinand's on TikTok now. He talks about Spurs like it's one of his favourite clubs. QPR boy, but he seems like Spurs through and through. We had some of the greatest blood, sweat and tear players, didn't we, Tottenham? You know, it was either Liverpool or Tottenham for like genuine, and Newcastle. But the rest of them, they've just, yeah, I always like Big Les, you know what I mean? Always. You know what I don't like about the newer sort of players is the way that they're working for Spurs, the legends. Come and get toured around the fucking ground by the legends, and they won't open their mouths to the press about the ownership. Danny Murphy. Yeah, well, we won't talk about him, then will we, Adam? Fucking hell, bruv. Who was the worst player for Spurs? Cundy? Was he the worst player that we ever had at Spurs? Anybody else? Anyone to second me on that one? Mind you, we have had some diabolical players. Werner, Sanchez. Yeah, he was hot and cold, wasn't he? You know, he'd have a good 5 minutes out of 3 games, wouldn't he? And you'd think, oh, perhaps no, he's crap. When I think of players who have let you down, Sanchez springs to mind. Werner, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Werner, though, I think he was a fall guy. I think he didn't have nowhere to go. And do you know what? You can't knock Werner in the respect that he was financially savvy to think, I know what, I'll get as much as I can out of that Tottenham. I'm coming to the end of my sort of career, and let's get a pension fund. That's what I mean. We need another Klinsmann, we do. Perhaps Klinsmann can bring in the second coming of Klinsmann. Has he got a son? That would be good, wouldn't it? When I couldn't score in a brothel. No. You wouldn't want him as a fighter pilot in World War II, would you? That's for fucking sure. Holtby was dreadful. Who's the other one of that era? Oiberg. Going forward from that era. Fucking Hoiberg. A player that, yeah, my missus just shouted out she loved him, right? But Hoiberg, he had so much passion, so much football knowledge, but his body couldn't do it. He just couldn't get there. It's a shame. It's a fucking shame. You know what I mean? And everyone, he was quite a kind of likable guy, wasn't he? He had the passion. Oh, you know another player that I used to like was little Lucas, little Mora. I used to like him. And then he got a bit hot and cold. And I think he just got the ump. But he was Spurs through and through, wasn't he? Not dreadful, but I can't think of really bad players. Maybe I've erased them from my memory. Oh, who was that little prick in the 90s? The little footballer. No, let's not talk about the 90s. That was bad. Eric Dyer, mate. He was absolutely, he was a selfish player, wasn't he? Very selfish, very static, very, love him or hate him. A lot of people liked Eric Dyer, didn't they, when he was actually with Spurs? And then when the YouTube started having their mouth and getting really toxic, that's when people started calling out the Davinson Sanchez's, didn't they? The Eric Dyers. Who was the other prick on the fucking right hand, on the left hand side? Emerson Royale. Was he left? Yeah, anyway, him. Right. You started to see him in a new light, didn't you? Because it sort of highlighted him. Dyer would not slide fearing his shorts got dirty. Yeah, a lot of players don't slide no more, do they? Mind you, we've got a slider on the pitch at the minute who just slides in. Can't play football that well. Oh, did you see Paulinho? Just going back to the Fulham game. Did you see Paulinho go and clap the Fulham fans? And beforehand, he went and greeted all these Fulham mates. Yeah, say hello to them, but don't go and fucking clap them after you just fucking just beat us. Love to see that pair on a Spurs team in Derby Day. Looking back, that was comical, wasn't it? Emerson Royale, Sanchez, Eric Dyer. Do you know what? If we'd have got Werner a bit earlier, we could have had we could have gone bingo, raspberry ripple bingo. Everyone knows what raspberry ripple means, don't they? I wonder how his teammates felt about him clapping the Fulham. This is what I'm saying. When I looked at it, I thought, oh, that's not a good look. I'd rather you clap your Tottenham fans, wave as you're walking off to the Fulham fans. None of this walking up to them clapping like you were some sort of messiah, homecoming. You know, you ain't Kane, bruv. You ain't one of those players. Yeah, I'm glad you got it, Neil. Glad you got it. I have to use Cockney sometimes, otherwise we'll get the stream taken down. Mind you, I have to not use Cockney for other people to fucking know what I'm saying. I do watch my videos back when that geezer said I mumble. Perhaps I don't open my mouth wide enough. Yeah, I heard that Tottenham boys got a riverboat down to Fulham. Did you hear about that one? The riverboat down to Fulham. Have a word. Fucking riverboat full of fucking Tottenham fans, bruv. If that was back in 1980s, that boat wouldn't have docked, would it? That'd have been rocking all the way down the Thames, bruv. You are easier to understand than Danny Dyer, if that's worth anything. He only come from around the corner. When I used to play Xbox, everyone used to say to me, "Oh, you sound like Danny Dyer, mate." Oh, fuck off, you mug. Was he from Canning Town? He's a strange lad, isn't he, that one? He's got a moustache and put on so much weight now, he looks like fucking an Italian ice cream salesman. So what are we going to do at Spurs, boys? What are we going to fucking do? Are we prepared? Are we just going to go down to relegation level? Would we be happy with relegation? There's a big YouTuber on We Are Tottenham who does a little bit on We Are Tottenham TV. I watched a little bit of him, and he seems to think we need relegation. My positive friends seem to think we need it as well. If he thinks you mumble, imagine him trying to understand the Queen's English spat past the haggis up here. Do you know what, bruv? I don't know whether it's me growing up with my mate from Glasgow, right? He was my best mate. And my other mate, his old man was Irish, proper Longford rural country accent. I can understand Irish and Scotch better than I can Manchester and Liverpool. You won't go down, and even if you do, I promise you, you will tear the Championship League apart and go right back up. I'm hoping that we spend a couple of years in the Championship. We might flush out the nutcases from Tottenham and build a proper squad. We were playing for the shirt. Neil says, I think we need it because it makes it high probability that Lewis sells. Could well do, couldn't it? Can you imagine them selling Spurs and then going on to buy another Premiership football club? Because that's what they do, these people. They'd probably go and buy another football club, wouldn't they? Probably go and buy Southampton. Lovely sunny day out here today. I live on the edge of a forest. Look, right, boys, I'm going to go now. The wife's got to be taken to work, got things to do. Have a lovely day. Thanks for watching. Say goodbye, Dan.
Adios.
See, I ain't by myself. And I'm not a very good ventriloquist. But have a good day, everyone. Love yous all. Good health. And Adam and your boy, have a good day, mate. Kieran, have a good day. Neil, have a good day. Andrew, God bless you. I think that's all the locals that we had in, isn't it? And if I forgot you, I do love you. I just don't remember your name. Take care. Adios.